So I can't believe I have to make this video. Like, so for context, basically this has been going on for, it comes and goes every so often, and I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while. And that is, like, a certain number of Avatar fans. I don't know if they're new or they're old. They're the new fans that came from when the show got released on Netflix and Paramount Plus, or whatever. Or it's just always been there and now people are harping on it. But there's been a certain sect of people, and some of it I'm well aware is not serious. I'm well aware a good number of them are not serious, but there's other ones who, of course, in every fandom take it too seriously. And that is saying that Iroh was a war criminal and should have been tried as a war criminal. And to that I say, no. Literally, he's not a war criminal. Did he fight in a war? Yes. Did he kill people? Yes. He probably killed a lot of people. But killing people in war and committing war crimes are two different things. And we'll get into that in a bit. So here's the deal. Iroh's not a war criminal. There's a difference between being a general in an army and committing horrendous war crimes. Yeah. Did the Fire Nation... Let's get this out of the way. Did the Fire Nation commit horrendous war crimes? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, obviously, the fucking Air Nation got genocided 100 years ago. Of course they committed war crimes. But that wasn't Iroh. That was way before Iroh's time. That was Sozin. Ozai, definitely a war criminal. They could try... I'm surprised they didn't... Like, realistically, the Earth Kingdom and Water Tribes should have got together with Zuko and been like, hey, man, fork over your dad now. We're gonna have a trial because the dude literally has, for 100 years, has carried a war. Yeah, is Zuko... And by this technical standpoint, shall we say, and we'll get to this in a bit, does Zuko count as a war criminal? He believed in fighting for the Fire Nation until he got banished, and even then, when he was banished for a while, he was kidnapping people to get Aang's attention and threatening violence on people. It took a long time for him to, like, learn and grow and finally switch sides, and then eventually get... Yeah, no one wants to talk about that, right? But that's the thing. Iroh, like I said, there's a massive difference between fighting in a war and committing war crimes. Here's what qualifies as a war criminal in a military tribunal. Killing POWs. Or killing or mistreating POWs, I should mention. Killing civilians. Massive amounts of misconduct among their own soldiers that would lead to murder of civilians, rape of civilians, and theft from civilians. So, there's that. Yeah. Another thing. Iroh did not commit genocide like, his grandfather did. So, that's, there's a massive difference. Would Iroh still be tried? It's hard to say because he was a member of the White Lotus, and I'm pretty sure helping to save Ba Sing Se probably gave him a little leeway. Again, going back to Zuko should, if you're going by this train of logic that he fought in a war, then Zuko is a war criminal. Because he was, what was Zuko doing during the first season? Oh, I know, being one of the main antagonists of the show until Zhao showed up and became the main focal point towards the end. Let's also see what Iroh also did during his time when he was a part of the Fire Nation. He actually helped, fight Zhao, during the Siege of the North. While he was an advisor, yes, he did not partake in killing those people. In fact, when he found out what Zhao's plan was of killing the Moon Spirit, he immediately went ham on his ass. So, gee, and if you want to go back, let's go back a bit to the war in Ba Sing Se when he was the Dragon of the West. Let's really rewind the clock here. At no point do they give any indication that Iroh killed anyone. Well, he probably did. Actually, no, he killed a lot of people. It's kind of implied he did kill a lot of people. But did he kill unarmed civilians or prisoners of war? No. And one of the biggest evidence of this is that the gift he gave to Zuko, the knife from the Earth Kingdom general after they took the outer wall. Does that sound like a gift someone would give someone as a show of honor if they murdered their fucking soldiers? Would a general be like, yeah, you totally killed the shit out of those women and children and my men who are surrendering? Oh, yeah, totally. Here, take this knife. It's a sign of my honor. No. Iroh won that war. They surrendered, and at no point does Iroh say, yeah, and he's even said, like, he made, oh yeah, but what about the joke he says about, we'll burn Ba Sing Se down. Ha ha ha. That's Iroh's, did you not get the laugh? He's fucking joking. I'm pretty sure if Iroh won, which by all intents and purposes, had Liu Ten not been killed, I'm pretty sure he would have won Ba Sing Se and the war would have been way over, and I'm pretty sure Iroh would have, no doubt, had a peaceful transition of power and probably kept the Earth Kingdom, the Earth King alive, the current Earth King at the time, alive. And basically, what would have happened is that he probably would have kept him as like a prisoner of war. That was the style of this kind of era of times. He probably would have been a political prisoner in his own castle, and Iroh would have overseen the transfer of power from the Earth Kingdom to the Fire Nation. If not, Iroh would have probably been named... to keep Iroh away from the throne, I'm pretty sure Ozai would have been like, hey, we need someone to monitor all of this kingdom. How about you take over the Earth Kingdom? You know, bro, it's a big country, you know? That's the thing. At no point do we get any... And this is the other thing. There's no basis for anyone's, claims of Iroh being a war criminal. What? Because he fought in a war? That's it? By all intent, by that kind of logic, again, going back to the Zuko thing, but at the same time, who else should be considered a war criminal? Luke's fucking Skywalker. Yeah, the dude killed tons of stormtroopers and billions of lives when he destroyed the first Death Star. That giant space station created by the fascist empire that was going to wipe out the only chance of, the rebellion surviving an entire planet, which also said Death Star also destroyed a fucking planet already, killing billions of lives. Again, they do talk about war criminals in Star Wars. We do know the Galactic Empire committed various war crimes. We are very well aware that the Empire, and I know someone's going to go, but the rebellion took control of the government. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, but they tried the Galactic Empire, which, by the way, committed various war crimes like, I don't know, blowing up goddamn Alderaan. I don't know what else to tell you. And yes, I know in the lore now we know that some of the rehabilitation to the Imperials was not great by the rebellion, but yeah, that's a can of worms we'll open another time. But for what it's worth, the Galactic Empire literally committed. If you want to talk about war crimes, again, look at what Sozin did. Look at what Ozai tried to do when he tried to wipe the Earth Kingdom away during the Day of Black Sun. That's a war crime. And again, I'm shocked that the Earth King and the water tribe, the two water tribes, didn't go to Zuko and go, hey, come here. Yeah, give us your dad. I'm shocked that was never brought up in the comics or extended lore. Maybe there was a side deal that Zuko could keep his dad alive. I don't know. But Ozai should have, if anyone was going to get tried, it was Ozai and Azula. Because Azula was comparable to everything Ozai did. So, yeah. It's very much like how in most wars, especially in, to give you a little hint of, an exact replica of this, in World War II, there were various generals in the German army who did commit various war crimes, but there were others who didn't. Some of them even helped create the EU, not EU. What the fuck was it? The United Nations, the UN. Excuse me. Yeah, they helped create the United Nations. Although some of it was under, they did get prison time because they were Nazis. You still get prison time, but some of those were used for different reasons. Even though, yes, Nazis are really bad. It's it's okay. You're like, it's okay, guys. You can kill the shit out of a Nazi. It's all right. But what I'm saying is, it was probably the same thing of what, of why Iroh didn't get tried. It's the same way, like, not every, World War II German general didn't get tried either, because in the long run, they end up helping. And I'm pretty sure, again, Iroh wasn't responsible for what Ozai did during his reign. But yeah. Remember, kids, Nazis are evil, and you should never like them. Remember that. Anyway, yeah. So Iroh is not a war criminal, and I don't know why people keep bringing this up. I don't know if it's like a weird joke or something, but some people have, like, I understand some people treat it like a joke, but there are other people in the fandom who are like, no, Iroh's bad because he's a war criminal. Okay, why? Because he killed people in a war. Oh, that's awful. War is awful. War is a horrible, horrible thing. But, like, Iroh didn't do anything that was necessarily cruel or unusual. That was all Ozai. That was all Sozin. That was all Azulon. There you go. So there you go, guys. That's my defense. I rest my defense of Iroh. I don't know why I had to say this shit. But yeah, where do you guys stand on the video? You guys let me know in the comments below. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.